So you may have just picked up the new MacBook Air, and I will tell you this is a really good option. There's so much capability behind it, and I will be the first one to tell you congratulations on picking up a great machine. It's going to last you for a very long amount of time. And if you're brand new to MacBooks, I'll give you a quick breakdown on exactly how to use these devices. Now, number one, on the outside, these MacBooks come out in two different sizes. So whichever one you get, they're basically the same type of experience. It's just one's going to be bigger, one's going to be smaller. Now you can see from the top, this is the top side. This way is looking away from you. So if you're going to open up your MacBook, you do not open it up this way, you open it up this way. So the Apple logo is basically pointing towards you. Now you can see on the bottom, there's really not much going on here. On the right side, depending on how you're looking at it, you get a headphone jack. So it's really nice that our MacBooks are still getting headphone jacks, considering our iPhones don't even have one. And this little portion, some people get confused by. This is a tab that lets you know that this is the side to open. So you can slide your finger here and you can lift it up. So that is a really nice feature. It's been on MacBooks for a long period of time. The right side, you're getting two Thunderbolt 4 ports. So these allow you to go ahead and plug into some sort of Thunderbolt monitors or USB Type-C chargers. Anything like that, you can go and plug in here. Then you're also getting this MagSafe charger. So you have two different options of charging up your MacBook, either these two USB Type-C ports or this MagSafe charger, which is actually a really cool thing. So that's kind of that. There's not much else at the bottom either. The bottom is just basically these feet on the bottom of your Mac. So these allow you to just place your Mac there, and there's screws around, and that's kind of that. So there's not anything else super crazy. Like I said, this is the way to open up your MacBook. So you can open it up this way, or you can just lift one finger and it should just open up like this. Now when you first open up your Mac, you'll probably see this type of area. So the bottom of your particular Mac, the half is going to be these keyboards. So these keyboards are really nice. It's just going to be a full-size keyboard. There's no touch bar on our Macs anymore. You can see it's, you have your function buttons right up here. You have your trackpad right here, so this is your mouse. There's nothing on the sides or anything like that, although a big key takeaway is that on the top or right, you do get your power button mixed in with a fingerprint sensor. So you can go through and you can just hold down this particular fingerprint sensor once you go ahead and set it up, and that will be that. So that is a really nice thing that you have the capability of having from that particular perspective. And then at the very top, you get your MacBook. So this is the display. These things are really good looking displays for the most part. You have the notch up top, so this is a camera setup and a notch, so it depends on how you look at it. You have your date and your time right here. You also have your status bar, like your little control center right up there in the top right. So those are just some quick toggles. You have your date and your time right here. You can go through and you'll see at the bottom you have the ability of typing in your passcode. So I'm going to go and type in my password now. And then once you log in, you're on your MacBook. Now, I've already gone through the initial setup. If you haven't gone through the initial setup yet, then you're probably going to want to go through that first before going on through the rest of this video. Now, this is your MacBook. This is everything you probably need to know about it. So this is your home screen and your desktop. Now, the top will almost always stay consistent. This is your status bar, and these are some of your quick toggles. So on the left side, you'll have your Apple logo. This basically gives you quick access to settings and sleeping your MacBook Air and logging out. Then these toggles here will always change. So if you're on your home screen, you'll see it'll give you different toggles. If you go inside of a different application, it'll change it up. So these are going to be customized to the application you're in, so just kind of keep that in mind. The right side is also a little customizable. So here you have your date and your time, and if you actually click on it, it'll allow you to see some of your widgets. So if you click inside of this particular portion here, you'll see all your widgets come up this side. If you go ahead and click on this particular little button right here, this is your control center. So you can easily go through and change out your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and AirDrop settings here, your focus mode options, stage manager. You can increase or decrease your brightness. You can increase or decrease your sound right here. And if you're playing any music, that music will show up right here as well. Now on top of that, you can click on the search bar right up here. This is your Spotlight search. So if you're ever wanting to search for a file inside of your Mac or anything related to that inside of your MacBook Air, you could just search for it right here and it should be able to come up. You have your Wi-Fi toggle here, you have your battery toggle here as well, so you can see your battery percentage and everything, and some other applications if you're modifying them. Now you can go ahead and right click on your particular desktop if you want to, and you can go and create a new folder. And if you have any files, you can also right click on these files if you want to, and you can open them. You can open them by double tapping too, and you'll have a lot more options that come up as well. Depending on the file, you might be able to set it as a desktop wallpaper, you might be able to open it up and unzip it or anything like that, so it just kind of depends. So this will be changed depending on how often you go ahead and put files on here and everything like that. At the very bottom though, this is your dock. So your dock, you can either hide it or keep it enabled all the time on your settings application. So these are a lot of applications. You do not have to know all these apps. All you have to know is that this dock is persistent. So if you open up an application, let's say I open up the Safari browser, you can see this dock is still there. You can change it in the settings so it goes away after a certain period of time, but for now it's okay. When you have an application open, you can see that this dock will still be there. If you minimize an application so that you have these three toggles, three dots right here, the X will just close out of the application just like this, but it just closes that instance, it's still open. If you go, like for example, if I go and click on the Apple logo and I click on the X button, if I open it up, it'll still open it up. It's still like not fully closed. It'll just go back, it just closes that instance. If you want to minimize an application, right, let's say I have the Apple thing open. If I go and click on the minimize button, that will go and just minimize it, push it back to the dock, and I can open it back up, and it opens back up exactly where I wanted it at. And if I want to full screen an application, I can also just click on the full screen button right here, and it will full screen the entire application, so it takes up the entirety of the screen, and then I can go through and just use this MacBook this way, which is actually a really nice and convenient thing. If you want to come out of full screen mode, you can either click the escape button that's in the top left of the keyboard, or you can swipe up to your dock up to your status bar here, and then click on the minimize button. Now, like I said before, if you're inside of an application, you can see these tabs change at the very top here. So you can kind of customize this or get used to these settings per app, because if you ever want more options or you want to see more of your Mac, you can go and just click up here and modify those settings. Now there's a lot of other applications too. You can open up messages, you can open up your calendar, you can open up your Apple TV, your Apple Music, your news. You'll have a lot of applications over time that'll just come up. But one of the most popular applications you'll probably ever use is Finder. Finder, this is your file manager. So if you ever get downloaded files or if you ever get AirDrop files sent to you or you download a file, those files will end up coming inside of this page. So you can see right here, if you ever get a file downloaded, as you can see, I've taken a couple screenshots and screen recordings. Those files will come up right here. And so all you're going to have to do is basically just, use those files whichever way you want to. But that's essentially how this works too. Now you can click on X if you want to exit out all these particular files. Now another big thing I really want to showcase everyone to is your settings application. So MacBooks are weird. They're just like any other device. The more you use them, the more you're going to get used to them and the more you're going to understand. But if you find your settings application, you can either click System Settings here, or you can click on the top left and click on System Settings here. You'll come into your Settings app. This is a very important application. If you're ever looking for a specific setting, you can always click on the search bar up here, and you can always just search for a specific setting. Since this MacBook has Apple Intelligence, you can also just unlock or say, hey Siri, and then just get Siri to say something or get Apple Intelligence and ask that. But if you're ever looking for a specific setting, you can always just come up here and search for it. You'll have your Apple ID settings up here, your Wi-Fi Bluetooth setting toggles you can change, Apple Intelligence and Siri if you want to change those things up. There are a lot of settings that you can basically change here. So I'd recommend just going inside of this application and just kind of getting used to it, because there are a lot of settings and a lot of options you can basically change. But one of the big things I want to go and get you to change to or get used to is under General, tap inside of your General option right here, and click on Software Update. So right here, click on Software Update. This is basically how you update your Mac. As soon as you buy your MacBook Air, I'd recommend just clicking right up here and clicking on Update. The reason for that is because these MacBooks, by the time you buy them, they probably already have an update available for them. So I'd recommend just going through, updating your MacBook Air, and that is probably one of the best things you can do in this particular situation as well. So in terms of that, those are kind of the main ways. That's kind of how you use your MacBook Air for the most part. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.